Hey friends, happy Easter. I hope your day was really amazing and just full of celebrating and maybe even time with your family. Today was just really special and like tender for me. And I read something today that just really summed up how I was feeling. And he was just talking about Jesus, and he said, how do you even begin to celebrate your best friend and the fact that your best friend did something for you out of love before you even knew that he loved you. And so that was kind of my day today. Just, Jesus is my best friend, and just I love celebrating him, and he's amazing. So I just hope that you guys were like just feeling the love and feeling the possibilities and just the great power that we have to overcome everything. And in light of that, I do want to talk about God's love and how powerful it is and how it can overwhelm and overcome any sort of negativity, pain, brokenness that we have in our being. We throw around that word, the love of God, God loves you, and all this stuff, so much so that I wonder if we really lose the oomph of just how powerful it is. Nobody can go through life without being wounded or hurt. It just doesn't really happen. Probably even if you lived in a hole, something, inanimate object would probably offend you. I don't know. I just think it's our human nature. Because of that, we tend to build up defense mechanisms and walls inside of us. So walls go up because we were hurt, and we say, okay, well, nobody will hurt me like that again. The good thing is that it keeps the pain out, but the bad thing is that it keeps all the good stuff from coming in. So it keeps the love of God from coming in because we have walls that we built up, to keep the bad stuff out, but it keeps the good stuff out too. So God rarely will override our boundaries and our walls. So he doesn't like to intrude. I'll say that. He likes to be given permission to invade certain spaces. So there can be places inside of us that we're like, God, you can't touch this. You can't go there. You can't do anything to that. And he respects that. And so the whole point of this video is to encourage you to be vulnerable with God and to maybe take a step. Maybe you're already like, in the deep end with this, but take a step towards letting God love you. I just have found that I feel like we struggle to be loved. As I've noticed humans, like we just struggle to be loved. We struggle to be vulnerable. We struggle to be in need. We struggle to, just need someone's love. And what I love about children, I love about my little girl is like, I'll be cooking dinner and she'll yell at me, Mama, I need you to come over here and hold me. And sometimes I'm like, really? I'm trying to cook dinner. But I actually want to honor that because I want to celebrate that actually. Because she needs to be held. She knows she needs to be held and she's asking for it. And I hold her and she feels awesome. And the thing about that I've learned about her is that she needs my love. When she wakes up in the morning, she doesn't need to just brush and get ready for school. She needs me to hold her and just tell her how much I love her. And then she's ready to go on with her day. When she gets home from school, she needs me to sit on the couch with her and hold her and just love on her and kiss her before I start running my errands or start cooking dinner and things like that. She needs my love. And she's not afraid, or she doesn't feel any shame or weakness in asking for it. And I just really think that we can learn from her. I think a lot of children are like that, and I think that we can learn from them in the sense that we need love, and there's nothing wrong with it. And we need to learn how to be loved, to be the beloved, the one that God loves. I think a lot of us, we just struggle with just that concept of like, God loves me, you know, that we can't get past it. And so tonight, I just want to tell you that God loves you. You're so special to him. He wouldn't have created you if he didn't have plans to bestow his love on you. And so you're his favorite. We're all his favorites. And he loves you. And he really, really wants connection with you and relationship with you. And even if you don't know what that looks like, it's okay. He still really wants that. And it doesn't have to look like somebody else. I don't know. You just go with it. But I do know that there are places inside of me, and I'm willing to bet inside of you, that God is very eager to get into, because he really just wants to love those places, to heal those places, to kiss us in those places, and to really even just bring us back to life in certain places. And so I guess this video is kind of short today. I just wanted to remind you of the power of God's love. And I wanted you to think about certain places that are really tender to you, certain places that maybe you don't even like to go. Are there things that have happened to you that you're just like, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. If so, that is a clear indication that that's a place that God's love wants to just really invade, and that God really would like to be invited into. If there's just like, just any sore subject, or even just places that you would feel indifferent to. Indifference and just like, I don't really care, is actually a sign of hatred. Where you don't really care, you have no emotion, is actually hate. And so those areas where you're very indifferent to, God would really like to invade those areas with his love and with his kindness, and just be invited into. So what does it look like when we say, okay, I have the courage, there's this thing, I don't really like to look at it, I don't really like to think about it, but I'm pretty sure it's affecting me. And I'm pretty sure, God, that you want to love me in this place. So what does it look like to invite God into that? Well, first it looks at looking at the thing. And that's a scary thing to do, especially if it's a very painful thing. But, you can just remind yourself the Lord's with you. He wants to do something in this, and it's going to be okay. And so as you look at that pain, sometimes it's just like reliving a memory, or reliving how you felt during a certain season. And just invite the love of God. It really doesn't have to be complicated, y'all. Just invite the love of God into this. Ask Jesus, as you see yourself in that space in the past, ask him to come and love on you. Love on you that you see in the past. Ask him to come into the spaces that these memories live inside of your being, and let his love just infiltrate you. And really just like imagine that space as like a door that you're opening and just allowing the love of God to get into. And I know that it sounds really simple, but the ways of God are actually really simple, and they're very powerful in their simplicity. Now, if there are things that have happened to you that are very, very traumatic, I've said this before, you should probably do these things with someone else, even a counselor or somebody that can really help you navigate them, because you don't want to open doors that you really can't shut. But I'm basically talking about, wounds that we have from friends rejecting us, ex-boyfriends, parents, whatever. And so I'm just here, and I think it's really fitting that it's like Easter Sunday to remind you how powerful the love of God is. And when I was thinking about Jesus and him dying on the cross, I actually had this vision one time, and I saw the Lord, and he was on the cross, and he was just mangled and bleeding, and his face was swollen, and his eyes were like swollen shut. And I was just staring at him, and I wanted to turn away, but it just felt like I couldn't. And he, with a lot of effort, opened his swollen eye, just one, opened slightly his one swollen eye, and he just looked at me. And he communicated to me, this is for you. And it was just so powerful. Just like, I've never known a love like that that would do something like that. I was wrecked for a very long time. But I just think about the love of God and what he was willing to do to like absorb our pain, absorb our sickness and our disease, absorb our sin, absorb like all the negativity in humanity. And the pain that he suffered. But he said it was the joy set before him that he endured the cross. And so why I'm saying this, because we don't have to live in our pain. We don't have to live a fragmented life. We don't have to live with a broken heart. We don't have to live with, well, this is just how I am. I'm just dysfunctional. No. Jesus died for you to have wholeness and an abundant life. And I'm not saying that abundant life means that everything's going to be hunky-dory and you're going to have millions of dollars. He meant for you just to be experiencing life. And the more whole that we get, the more love that we allow to come into our being, the more alive we feel. Because the more we're able to just like express that love, affect people, touch people, be like God, be like Jesus in the earth. And that is true life. That is like real life. That's what it means to be alive. And so I just want to encourage you. I think this is just a perfect week for us to carve out time to be loved, to let God love us. We cannot do anything apart from that. We can't love others. We can't even love God until we let him love us. We love because he first loved us. And so I just wanted to remind you of the power of God's love, just how powerful it is. Don't ever let that phrase or that thought become casual for us, because it's so powerful. It's a powerful force on the earth. And the more that you allow that love to come into your being, to your mind, to your heart, the more vulnerable you become to God, the more you're going to experience wholeness in life, and the more healing you're going to come into. And so I just hope that you guys would step into that. And I just love you guys. I think you're awesome. I hope that you know how loved you are. I hope that you know how special you are. I hope that you know how much hope is in your future and how much glory is on your life. And it's just one step at a time into that. So happy Easter, and until next time.